Hello YouTubers, and today I'm going to be reviewing this, which is the 2024 Friend and Foes of the Doctor set, which has only just come out at B&M. No signs of any Dalek sex as of yet, but yeah, the 3 packs here, and is this worth the £22 that it's asking for? Because in previous years, I've got to say, the 3 packs have really been lacking in recent times. And since we're only getting one of them a year, does this one actually, make up for it? Well, I will say this. We're heading in the right direction. We're not there yet, but we're heading in the right direction. So, if I move the other two figures and that out the way, so the main reason myself and a lot of people were really interested in this set was for the Cyberman. If I just remove his gun for a minute, because this is the Series 6 variant of a Cyberman from A Good Man Goes to War. Now, there is also a variant of this set where it's a Cyber Leader with the black handlebars. However, for me, although I technically will have that set, it's for Christmas, so yeah. But basically, imagine this, but with black handlebars, which is incorrect because there are no Cybermen that are a Cyber Leader with this chest unit design. And I know some people were trying to point out, oh, there's that big finish, but no, that's a corroded Cyberman with photoshopped black Cyber Leader handlebars. Which, yeah, I don't know why, if you were going to do a variant, why not do, the Cyber... Some people call it the Cyber Lord, other people call it the Cyber Leader, but basically, I call it the Cyber Leader, personally, with the black, handlebars, black faceplate, and the brain that actually did appear in A Good Man Goes to War. Because, and you might be thinking, oh, maybe, pricing or sculpting issues. Well, I mean, I think it was back in 2022, was it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Where we had that projected Weeping Angel variant with the 13th Doctor set, where one would have the screaming head and the other would have the neutral head. So, yeah, just like, I don't know why that wasn't the case and that. Maybe it was a cost reason, I don't know, but regardless, still, this is a nice, variant and that to get, because originally it was released in 2011, but it had a very limited run. I remember seeing it in My Forbidden Planet, actually, and basically, I remember as a kid when I finally afforded enough to get it, it had sold out. It had gone. So, yeah. But regardless, here it is. Now, there are some good things and bad things about it. Now, the silver here is a lot more of a sort of shiny silver, not ridiculously so. Now, I'm a bit worried about the paint on this, because the paint on this and a lot of these, Cybus era Cybermen, is that the paint tended to rub off, and that particularly easily, depending on the Cyberman. A lot of them I've seen, particularly used ones on eBay, particularly in job lots, they tend to be a lot worse for wear, and that, because a lot of them, the paint comes off and shows the black underneath really easily. Who knows how this one will hold up? Hopefully it'll hold up a lot better, and that's with this one. I can't see any black and that poking through, which is good, because on a lot of these, you can kind of tell, particularly, around the arms, or particularly, oh, they've all just fallen over. Particularly, around the chest piece here, is like where bits of black are rubbing off, so hopefully this paint will hold up better than the others did, but we'll see. Now, a disadvantage of this, just being a regular Cyberman and not the corroded variant, is that it's using the older head, where it doesn't have the extra detail around the handlebars, which is something that was added for the corroded variations. Also, something that was added on the corroded variations was actually having a sculpted chest piece here, rather than just having the two little circles drawn on. I don't know why this the case on the original release, because it still had to be a new sculpt for that. And the fact that, you know, this is the case here, because the chest pieces, I believe, these, you know, if they are a separate piece, then there's no excuse for not using the corroded Cyberman variant and just, you know, repainting it silver, rather than reuse this version. I don't know why. Now, if it is part of the sculpt entirely, which I doubt it, and that especially by looking at it, then, you know, okay, needs must, but still not a great thing. But yeah, the fact that it's just, you know, cheaply printed on there, and that it just doesn't look right as well. Like, especially when we have a sculpted one out there to use. Now, also, the thing of note with the Cyberman, other than that, is the piping on here, or the wiring. Now, this time, it's more of a close match to the actual bodysuit underneath, kind of, because on the others, it did vary a lot. It was either too silver, or it was just black, and it didn't quite match as well. The problem is, this is trying to match the wrong bodysuit. Because the under bodysuit, the rubberized, you know, under bodysuit for A Good Man Goes to War were brand new Cyberman undersuits. In fact, you can see it in the Confidential for that. So the problem with this one is that this one is trying to match the, you know, the previous bodysuit underneath from 2006 until, you know, Good Man Goes to War, which obviously the two of them don't match up. Because those ones were just a solid black compared to this. So, yeah, it just doesn't match up to it as well. Which is unfortunate. It does match up a bit better to, say, the 2006 Cybus look. But not, you know, to this 2011 Good Man Goes to War look. So the two of them just don't, unfortunately, match up that well. I'm going to put that backdrop back up. There we go. So, yeah, it is a shame. Now, as I said before, he does come with his cyber gun, which is just a bit of black plastic, which does have this sort of nice sort of wash over it to bring out the details and that in there. He does hold it actually surprisingly well. So if I just pop it in the gun there. And yeah, it is nice to have a Cyberman, you know, with a proper cyber gun, because we don't really see them that often. But yeah, it's also because this Cyberman doesn't have the arm gun like, so it's good that he does have a cyber gun. Otherwise, you know, it's just electro hands all the way. But yeah, I do really like this Cyberman, and it is, for me and a lot of people, the sole reason to pick up this set. And is really the only reason you would really buy multiple ones of this set. Anyway, let's have a look at the Clockwork Droid. So this is the last of the male Clockwork Droids to be released. If I just put the camera down and knock the light over again for the billionth time. So yeah, it is nice to, you know, have the last of the male like Clockwork Droids. However, it is inaccurate to how it looks on screen. Obviously, you know, with the sculpting, but also it doesn't have the extra sort of printed detail on it, the patterns and that printed on. It is a very simplified one. I will say the gold is really nice on this one, the gold sort of accents and that are very vibrant and that, and do pop, which I will say, I think look better on that than previous releases. That sort of metallic-y type finish really does set it off quite well. He does come with an accessory in that, which is his, well, I don't know what this is actually called, and that his instrument of cutting heads off. There we go. We'll call it that. But other than that, it is a nice figure, though you can tell that this is a 2006 figure by how limited and that the articulation is on this one. But I will say the wig and the head is all really nice, well and good, and all the paint is there. And you can still pop the head off and that and see the little clockwork innards and that in there, which again do look really nice to this day. And the fact that, you know, this is still a feature and that they haven't done something stupid like glue this down, or anything like that. And I've still painted, you know, the clockwork bits on the inside here. It does just set the figure off quite nicely. But yeah, it would have been nice if there was like maybe a variant and that of this, yeah. Maybe one that was the black version, or just the blue version, you know. Bit more of a difference than that, because if you were going to do two variants than that, because like black handlebars on a Cyberman is like the slightest thing. It is the slightest thing, and yeah, because really there's only one reason to pick up the other set for the Cyber Lead, and you need one of them. So for the rest on, you know, if you are army building, then obviously just, you know, get regular Cybermen to army build it. But regardless, it is a nice figure. It is nicely detailed, as I said, but it is missing a bit. It does look a bit basic and that. And I don't know if that's the B&M-isms to simplify it down. I don't know, but it's nice enough. But I don't think it was anything anyone was like craving for. But it's like, it's one of those things that's like, you know, I'm happy to have it and that. I'm not desperate for it, but I'm not gonna turn it down. Oh, then we get to this. The River Song from Series 5, who appears for like a split second. Something my friend Reese were talking about is that, could this also double for her costume that she wears in the Eternity Clock? Which, you know, it could do as well, because she wears a very similar outfit there. Now, obviously, this is the River Song from the Pandorica Opens, and it's just a repaint and that figure just entirely in black. Her belt was literally pushing against her breasts and that in the pack and that. So yeah, I don't know why it was so high up. It is nice that the belt and that is on here, and we get some nice little detailings on there, because it's really the only thing that kind of sets it off. Otherwise, it is a just completely black figure. But obviously, the main thing about this figure is the new head sculpt, and the fact that, again, we don't have painted heads. Oh god, here we go again. So we take a look at this head. I can kind of see Alex Kingston in there, but it isn't great. Like I said, me personally, the best River Song head we've ever had is the Silence in the Library version. And ever since then, it's been a pretty rocky road of some look slightly better than others. I don't know whether this looks actually better. I haven't made my mind up whether this looks better or worse than the previous ones released in 2011 that were from Series 5. I don't know. Yeah, I will say the hair is decent enough, but that head, I don't know what it is as well about it. Something about it just looks off, but also the fact that it's an unpainted head, it looks, you know, really cheap. It makes it look more like a Barbie doll. In fact, the promo pictures make it look even worse. She literally does look like a Barbie doll. Yeah, it just doesn't look right. The skin tone in that just doesn't look right, because, again, it's just moulded plastic. And with that, you can only do so many limited things. And when the sculpt itself isn't brilliant to begin with, yeah, it just doesn't look great, this figure. My one, she seems to be looking to one side. I don't know why. Yeah, she just seems to be slightly looking to one side. But, yeah, it just doesn't look good. It looks bad. It honestly just looks bad. And, yeah, it just like, if this is your only River Song figure, you know, I personally recommend getting previous variants and that, because just that unpainted head and that, it also makes her skin look off. She looks dead, to be honest. It just doesn't breathe life into the figure and that, and I wish Alduar would stop doing it, because before then, when we did have painted heads, you know, we kind of reached like a peak with the paint, with the head on the paint on the heads, where the paint was just the right amount. It wasn't too thick. It wasn't too, you know, I think it was like just the right amount of paint. And then now, you know, it's all unpainted heads. And Just stop doing this, Alderaan. Stop doing this. They don't look good. It looks fine on stuff like Davros and Monksker's, things that are non-human, but when you're trying to get flesh tones on there, it just doesn't work. It looks bad. I mean, it doesn't help that this isn't a brilliant sculpt to begin with, and that it isn't great. But yeah, she also comes with a holster and her gun, which is there, which I cannot for the life of me get out of the box because it's taped down. And that would mean destroying the box to get at it. Maybe I might do one day, but yeah, the accessories are taped down. So if you're like me and like to, you know, cut along the bottom of the box to get the figures out so you can put them back in, yeah, that's basically working against you in this case, which, yeah, is a shame. Taking a look at the box, it's got information on the back, which I'm sure all of you are going to read, but yeah, it's the same blister card box type design as we've had previously. Still made out of that more rigid cardboard, so hey, that I'll take a win where I can get them. But overall, what do I think of this set? Well, as I said, we're heading in the right direction. I mean, it's mainly that Cyberman, essentially, that is essentially holding this whole set together in something that, you know, I'd actually want, because, my god, we've been asking for Cybermen and that to, you know, come out again for ages. And the Clockwork Droid, as I said before, he's a nice enough addition, and that... But, you know, the secret to a good, you know, 3-pack, really, you know, or any Doctor Who set is, can you army build them? Because if you can army build them, I'm literally knocking every bloody thing over and that in this review. But if you can army build a set, then obviously people will buy multiple of them. Can you see how many times I knock things over? Maybe I should put River Song up first. There we go. And then the Clockwork Droid. Because I keep knocking things over. But yeah, basically, if this was if this was, say, another Cyberman, or get rid of River Song and put something else that you could army build, it would be much easier to justify. Because, yeah, the set itself, do I say it's worth the £22? Mainly just for that Cyberman, and just because, you know, he was a previously hard to get variant. Do I? But, to be honest, I was still up in arms about, you know, in two minds about whether to get this or not. Now, my sister said she would give me the money for this as a late birthday present. And, as I said, the other one, the Cyber Leader one, I'm getting that one for Christmas. And to be honest, I wonder if I would have bought this at £22, I don't know. And I will say this, I'm not buying any more until the price goes down on them. Because I definitely will pick up at least one more regular Cyberman, so at least I can have 3 of them as a little art. You know, the 3 main ones and that at the front, so I can sort of recreate that Gugman Goes to War bit. But, like, say if it goes down to like 15 quid or something around there, I'll probably pick up more just to army build the Cyberman with, which is a good tactic in that. But again, I'm going to be left with a load of River Songs and Clockwork Droids. I mean, you know, since they're all kind of unique colours and everything, I mean, you could technically army build them, but unless you're a customizer, that's not worth it. Alexa, stop. So, yeah, but overall, it's a step in the right direction, but God, I miss the proper Monksker's sets. And this is closer, but still, like, for example, I would rather have had a Slovene or something like that. Or, again, why not do a history of the Cyberman sets? Or just call them Cyberman sets. You don't have to say history, like, just, you know, you can pair random Cybermen together in a set or something else. Because, like, people were actually asking for this. People were actually asking for this. You know, that variant. That was on the cards. I don't think anyone was really asking for this. Maybe one or two people were possibly asking for this, but most people not really. So for me, the Cyberman is the thing that gets it. So yeah, but it is really let down by that Real Song figure. It is just not good. So yeah, overall, it's hard. Like for example, if you've got already, you know, somehow you're one of the people who managed to like army build the 2011 Goodman Goes to War Cyberman figure, if you're able to get a few of them, and you want that, just get the one with the cyber lead, or don't bother at all and just paint one with the handlebars if you're really wanting that. Just, yeah. But anyway, that's it for this review, and I'll see you hopefully when I get the Dalek sets. But yeah, there we go, people, there we go.